Hey y'all, I'm Janice, and this is Bliss. This video is about what happened in the garden during the month of June. Welcome to the garden. So first let me say, these ladies, they've been standing in all their beauty and loveliness and drawing all of the pollinators to the yard. I am so glad that I planted them. So let's get started. So this channel is called This is Bliss because it's about the things that bring the captain and I joy. I also go by the RV Gardener on this channel. And the reason for that is that as we go on our travels, I often attempt to bring produce and harvest from the garden onto the road, and we try and incorporate those into our meals. Part of traveling and RVing and enjoying the outdoors is having good food. So, June's on 7A. What's happening? What chores did we do? And why? These are white potatoes. I did not take note of the type of potatoes they were, but it looks like everything's all dyed back. Same over here. These are those purple potatoes. I picked these up at Tractor Supply, and I haven't taken good note of the amount of time they've been planted, but it looks to me like they're ready to be harvested. So I got busy. My initial goal was to harvest this 30-gallon bag of white potatoes with my grandchildren. But after going through those 5 Adirondack blue grow bags with minimum results, I decided to get into this project myself. So here I am, taking off my gloves with a little bit of disappointment. I actually had twice this yield, picture that, and we were able to get one meal, and we tried to make it fancy. Better than nothing. Onward with gardening. And now this 30-gallon bag space was replaced with summer planting. But wait, I saw this tiny bag of tiny potatoes in the store for $3.99. Maybe I didn't do so bad after all. Okay, let's take a break from working in the garden and show you how we are preserving dill. I harvested a nice little bit, and then I compared it to the prices in the store. I inserted the dill into the air fryer for 1 hour at 175 degrees, and after that time, I removed the stems and crushed up the rest. Here's the result. The tomatoes are starting to show, and boy, am I so excited. I've got plans. Some little tomatoes back there. I come out most mornings and I inspect the garden for problems, especially the tomatoes. So here, I'm pulling off what's called a sucker. See where it's located? It's between the main branch and the stem. This tomato is an indeterminate and it is growing very tall. So I staked it with a pole, and every so often I come out and I have to tie it to keep the plant growing straight. Today I picked a few kale and green leaves outside just to make a quick stir fry for myself for lunch. And then this green stock here, these nasturtiums are just so beautiful. No one wants to try it in my family, but I understand the leaves are edible, the flowers are edible, and so I'm gonna eat them. Let's pick this one here. I purchased this snake and insect repellent. So we're gonna take some time and read the directions and put this around. So you may ask me why. The other week we had our grandkids out here moving this little gazebo around, and my husband put a fire pit under there, just trying to organize some things back here. And so the kids were moving this rock over here, and there were a family of 3 snakes under this rock. So as I say in some of our other videos, we don't want none. These here are mini cucumbers that I'm trying to trellis up because I have a couple of things in this planter. But I see some growing. There you go, you see that? That's a mini cucumber. And I just saw a bee over here doing its thing. Mini cucumber. See that? Here's another one. These are the pickling cucumbers in this spot. But there's lots of flowers. And right back there, I believe it's a cucumber that looks healthy. Hopefully that's a positive sign for the pickling cucumber plant. These are the straight cucumbers. I just saw a bee over here and I missed it. But I think that's a positive sign there. And there's lots of flowering going on. Sweet potatoes have been difficult for me. Perhaps it's my impatience, which is not a good trait for a gardener. See those green slips growing? That's a success. But I'm trying to generate more slips with those 2 potatoes that you see. And then maybe I can trellis them up that ladder. Well, this strawberry bush is looking pretty good. And the blueberries, they're coming along too. There are squash and zucchini plants all over this small garden. For right now, all of the flowers that I see, they appear to be male, so there's no fruit yet. The hard part is trying to keep these plants contained because my garden is so small. So, some of them are tied to garden poles and some of them are in vegetable cages. And a few of them are just plain old freestyling it. So we'll see how it goes. These beans are starting to catch on to the art. To the left are purple hyacinth beans. You can see that they're starting to grab onto the art. Inside the planter are a few different types of bush beans. And over here are sweet peas on this side of the art. And they really haven't done well so far. Celery, celery, celery. Celery pockets everywhere. And here is the beginning of a mighty moringa tree. This is the white knight eggplant. And there's flowers. It's blooming. Look down there. I saw one yesterday, but there's actually 2 of these beauties. Look at that. So excited. So there are peppers sprinkled all around the garden. And I've tried to keep the sweet and the hot separated. But at this point, I'm not sure what types of hybrids we're going to get. Brussels sprouts, well, I don't know a whole lot about growing those. But look at these, they're alive and they're producing something. Oh, I can't forget the Napa cabbage. These are some medicinals that I've started. I've yet to figure out what to do with all this stuff. St. John's wort, fennel, anise, wormwort, hibiscus. Some things I'm reading that you dry them for teas when they flower, and so I might have missed some opportunities, but hopefully I have other opportunities to harvest and dry and figure out what all this is about, how to use it, what to do with it. Here I am pruning my flowers so they'll keep growing. I have a small space garden, and I just drop seeds all the time. And you know what? I don't always label. Often, it's a surprise what comes up. Oh well, that's how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the June garden. God willing, we'll get together again in July. My guess is that there will be harvests to share. Take care now.